Amber's here for a live. Well, in fairness, you do have children, and I do that always makes me laugh. Do it during the day. Um, I'm so pumped. I had a really big project last week that took me about for school that took me about 12 hours, and I just got my grade back 100 out of 100. And I realized that, hey Sandy, going to school later on in life actually is not a bad idea. I feel much more focused and like I actually like learning than I did when I was straight out of high school. Um, so we actually have a couple updates, a ton of creators that are going to participate. I have to add to the list on Wednesday's National Missing Child Creator Day. Well, you know what I mean. So that's going to be really awesome. I feel like that is going to be a super positive experience. Today thanks Sandy, thanks Amber. We are going to talk about to kick off our National Missing Child Week, Deorr Kunz, I think is how you say his last name. This story is super, super, hey Gizmo, heartbreaking because it's another one of those cases. It does remind me similar to Hunter Wells. Oh my goodness. Summer Wells, in effect, that yeah, Gizmo, feel free to correct me because if I get anything wrong or anything, because there's so much with this case that it was kind of hard to comprehend everything. But we're gonna break it down, okay? So let me show you something really quick. It's very similar to me as Summer Wells, and I know that the family, hey, unpopular opinion, is hiding so okay, let me take that back. In my opinion, the family is hiding something, especially the great grandpa. So I want you to see, let's go over the main players. If I have them, I do have them. Hold on. Oh, duh. Okay. I'm coming. I have to get it up. All right. Hey, Rebellious Rose. Hey, LFT. Right. Hey, Mod Squad. All right, I just want to share this picture here quick because um, I think to understand, here we go. Understand who everybody is, okay? So let me literally just, all right. This is who we're working with, y'all, okay? This is who is involved at the actual campsite, who has given their multiple different stories. Okay, you have the baby, Deorr. He's 2 years old. At the top, you have mom. Her name is Jessica. Oh, I can't believe she shares a name with me. Right next to Jessica is Vernal, the dad. Way down at the bottom is Grandpa Bob, and then next to Grandpa is Isaac, the friend who went camping with them. Okay. Now, a couple things to make note about Grandpa. This is Jessica's grandpa, and so it'd be Deorr's great grandpa. Grandpa, they all claim, well, they did at one time, that Deorr was with Grandpa alone at camp. Now, Grandpa is on an oxygen machine, great grandpa, oxygen machine, and there is rumor, Gizmo, have they confirmed this, that he has Alzheimer's? I don't know about you as a parent. I'm in the woods. I ain't leaving my kid alone with the grandpa that has Alzheimer's. No offense. I have a grandma who's got Alzheimer's and she barely remembers me. It's a horrible thing. But no baby should be left alone. There's also allegedly, Gizmo, can you tell me if they've confirmed this as well, that Isaac has some mental deficiencies, I guess is the best way. So you might not, and I don't mean just a mental illness. Okay, good. Gizmo correct. He is dead now. Yep. And he had Alzheimer's, all that. Isaac is apparently, got some mental deficiencies, and I don't mean like a mental illness. I mean just kind of a little bit. I hate the word slower, but you all know what I mean, okay? Maybe not up to date with where his age should be. All right. Now, at the beginning, it was claimed that they were all camping. You know what? Let's walk through. Let's walk. This is the best way to do it. If you go to, I will post it on my community. If you go to justiceforbabydeorr.com, they are actually probably going to post this video on there because they like to post videos of people that cover the case. They are fighting hard for Deorr. And let's go over exactly. This is going to blow your mind, guys. We are going to go straight up from the start of what they're claiming and the multiple different timelines. Basically, what you have is these four went camping with baby Deorr. Um, he disappeared in the afternoon. They can't find him. They've searched everything. No one seems to have the straight story. And they've also all of them, including, if I remember correctly, the great grandma and great grandma wasn't even there, have failed lie detector tests. Multiple. So let's go over the old timeline, okay, with these parents of the year. Okay, that sounded really passive aggressive. I'm sorry. But come on, y'all. I'm getting real tired of these people. Um, all right, this is the easiest way. So this timeline, the reason I'm doing this straight from this timeline is because this is straight from the site, like the Deorr site. Um, let's see. Oh, great. My groceries are going to come and she's going to hear me talk. She's going to think like, what is going on? Wait, what? I thought it was weird what the mom said about the hair. Yeah, exactly. So let's read here. Couple notes here. This is the timeline, right? So let me tell you the colors. Jessica is, I'm going to read it to you by name, but she's pink. Vernal, the dad, is green. Bob, the grandpa, is black. Isaac, the friend, is orange or yellow. All right. I'm going to read you out the names and we're going to go slow because I do think it's very important that we understand how absolutely messed up their timelines are. So these people are claiming that Wednesday, Jessica, the mother, claims that Wednesday at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, she packs up for camp with Trina there. I believe Trina is a friend. Based on a screenshot, Trina doesn't get off of work until 5:30 that afternoon. So how is Trina home there to help at 3 p.m.? Per Aunt Lynn, they go and eat at Lynn's. Vernal picks them up in the evening. Jessica says, this is Wednesday, July 8th. Jessica says that she told Vernal about the camping trip that night, Wednesday, July 15th, or July 8th, 2015. Now, it is important to note that Jessica later on says that she's been planning this trip for a week. Okay. And then hey Rena, then she says she told Vernal Wednesday night when they were leaving Thursday. I don't know about y'all, but as a wife, if I've been planning a camping trip for a week, it is odd that I would wait and tell my husband about it the night before the camping trip. Let's go on. So here we go. Thursday, July 9th. According to Jessica's written statement, in the morning, Grandpa came to parents' home to ask about camping. So that would be great Grandpa Bob. Vernal answered the door and then he went to work. Jessica said she then went Albertsons alone with the baby for food. Says Grandpa, but then in a different interview, she says Grandpa went with them to the store. Okay. The girl is, yeah. Now, here we go. Vernal says that in the afternoon of July 9th, he gets a call from work telling him about the camping trip. Y'all, can I just for 1 second here? So they can't even get that part straight. Mom's they Jessica claims to have scheduled it for the last week, tells her husband according to her the night before. Vernal says, "Nope, I got a call at work Thursday telling me about the camping trip." Meanwhile, Jessica can't even keep her story straight of whether or not Grandpa went to the store with them. Okay, moving on. Exactly, Gizmo. It says they picked up Isaac within that time. Isaac is the friend with a little bit of the mental deficiencies. According to Isaac, when they went to pick him up, the baby was in the back seat. They left no later than 7:10 to go camping at night, y'all. According to Jessica's written statement, they stopped at KJ's on Broadway to fill camper tire, but not get gas. Then it says pulled over in parking lot of Sand and Sill, and then they stopped at Mud Lake for food, not gas. That's not that. So at that point, they're approximately 38 minutes from home. Then it says they stopped at Stage Stop in Leodore for food, not gas. Okay. They arrive at camp at 9:30 at night, approximately 2 hours and 20 minutes from home. Here we go. You ready? Y'all got to really pay attention. Jessica says they set up camp when they arrived. um, it's just you know, just gonna. It's dark at 9:30. It's possible to set up camp, right, LFT. But okay. And I'm sorry I'm going slow. I just really want to be thorough because it's all so messed up. It's crazy. All right, so allegedly they set up camp, but Isaac says Isaac at this point says they set up camp in a fire. This grandpa drinks whiskey. Solid. I mean, whatever. Jessica texts Trina at 10:16, and at 12 a.m. Jessica says, you're gonna have to fill me in on this, Gizmo, because I couldn't find what this meant." She says her and the baby fell the 9th and the 10th. I couldn't understand what that meant. All right, Friday, July 10th, the day Vernal disappears. Now this gets insane. According to Vernal, he woke up last, keep that in mind, at 8 a.m. Per Vernal, at 8 a.m., the fire was all set. Vernal is dad. Per Vernal, they all made breakfast. 8 a.m. 8 a.m., guys. According to Isaac, he woke up at 9:30 a.m. and went back to bed. Okay, so I thought Vernal was the last up at 8 o'clock. Okay. Jessica texts Trina at 9:42. Okay, back to Vernal. Vernal told Private Detective Klein that he got up at 10 a.m. and then at 10:30 he worked on his truck for 20 to 30 minutes. And then he leaves town between 10:30 and 10:40. Okay. So Vernal I do unpopular opinion. This is the timeline based on their interviews. So, um I haven't watched the 411 yet. But I intend to. Um I think this was kind of compiled of the different things they said. So, I thought, okay, so Vernal Apparently, Vernal got up twice. Vernal doesn't know what time he woke up. Okay, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. He was camping. We all, I guess, lose track of time. All right. Isaac then says he wakes up at noon. All right. He did say he went back to bed. Um, Jessica says at 11 a.m. she left to go to town. So basically, her and Vernal left to go to town. She says at 1 o'clock, Grandpa asks them to return, and the baby goes down for a nap at 2. According to Vernal, Grandpa asks them to return at 11 and the baby naps at 12. Okay, again, we're talking a 2. Oh, baby naps at 12 and 2. This is funny. Lost approximately 1 hour, so that hour, like between the two of them, yeah. Vernal also claims that he spoke to a redhead while getting gas, but then says he spoke to a redhead at the store for 45 minutes. So, was there two redheads or what do we got going on there? There is a store receipt for 12:24. All right. So it says at 12:35 they let. So there's a store receipt, guys, for 12:24. But Vernal says the baby they got back at like 12:20 or 12, and the baby was napping or whatever. Um, Jessica texts Trina. So Jessica says at 1:10 they got back 10 minutes late. Isaac says they sat around for a bit. Jessica says they sat by the fire for approximately 10 to 15 minutes. Okay. Vernal says Grandpa says there were people at the reservoir. Isaac says he went upstream to show fish. Jessica says she or fished for approximately and then worked on the truck, or Vernal worked on the truck. Um, Recording video says leaves baby with Vernal says according to a recorded video that he leaves the baby with Grandpa nap time. Okay, so he says the baby is napping. So he left. So now apparently we've got Vernal, Isaac, and Jessica are all fishing. Grandpa's got the baby. Okay. Isaac says that not all of them were together to fish. This is very important because Isaac says this. Vernal and the baby were not behind them. Though that doesn't seem like a very significant statement, it actually is because Isaac took there has to why would Isaac say Vernal and the baby weren't behind them? Then at 2:20 they noticed the baby is missing. Vernal's written statement says he searched about 20 minutes. And Isaac said Vernal was in the truck already looking. Jessica says when Vernal came back down the road, they looked another 10 to 15 minutes. Plus, Vernal's second trip down the road was 1.5 miles. Isaac's interview says Jess was in the sage bush looking. Vernal was in the truck already. Isaac dismisses the kidnapping. Isaac says most likely an accident. Isaac was there, y'all. Um, Jessica calls 911. Dad calls 911 a mile and a half away. Jess claims that oh my gosh, these people. Jessica claims that she emptied her pockets into Vernal's truck, but Vernal calls 911 a mile and a half away in his truck. I want to see if let me just make sure I haven't missed anything here that's important. Oh, the one thing that Isaac does say that's interesting too is he claims they didn't set up camp until until oh, I will, thank you. Isaac didn't really claim that they set up camp. I will, in popular opinion, hey Boston, until the next day. We're gonna watch The parents' interview is 15 minutes long, but I want to watch like 5 minutes of it because I want y'all to see the body language of these parents. So, in my opinion, when we watch this, what I see is that the dad talks over the who is texting me? Sorry, y'all, in case it's my son, I just got it. Um, see, people cannot. Okay, where was I going with this? Oh, I think dad constantly cuts mom off. Mom looks like really, I don't know, kind of like she's hiding something. To me, they're quick. They don't he jumps right into telling like the searching process and doesn't really like address what happened. We'll watch a couple minutes of it. But I will say also the weird thing is as was stated, um Jessica calls 911 from the camp. Okay. She has one bar. One bar, if you have a cell phone, is typically enough to make a call. Vernal says he can't get cell phone service. He only has one bar. And so he jumps in the truck. There is speculation that Vernal was getting rid of the body in that time. There's also speculation that Vernal, not Vernal. So, from what I've read, mom claims that he went missing in a camouflage jacket and sweat and pajama pants. Well, law enforcement found that camouflage jacket at the house. They weren't at the house. They were camping. So, you've got the question now, which a lot of people think, did he ever make it to camp? Or was camp their story to get rid of him? Let's watch a couple minutes of the interview. It's just, ugh, so irritating. Yeah, I've heard the missing 411 is really good. The friend is, yeah, that whole thing was a little weird too.
Yes.
I'm not sure what day it is today.
Today's
Yeah.
Monday. It was
It was
Friday.
Friday.
Friday at about 2:26 is when
It was
2:26?
2:36 when I called.
2:36 is when she called, and I was in the truck hauling down to the road trying to get service because I didn't think one bar would get it. So she got very, very lucky. I was blessed that she was able to get service because I didn't want to try and risk getting halfway through my talking to the 911 and have it cut off. So I went down to where I knew I can get a little service about a half mile down the road. We searched after about 20 minutes and in a dead panic, not knowing where he was in such a small area and not knowing, never being there, I knew I was in trouble. So we decided to call search and rescue. And that's when I drove down. She tried getting a signal out. As soon as I got a hold of them, they told me that she was on the other line with them and they had our location and they were on our way. They were amazing. They are amazing and they still continue to be. Lemhi County Sheriff and Salmon Search and Rescue, you could not ask for a better group of people, volunteers and search and rescue and just everybody. You couldn't ask for better people. So sincere, so concerned. And everybody was so emotionally attached to this as anybody would be of a 2-year-old. He's pretty small for his age, but he moves pretty good. And that was our concern. He was right with us. Where it's at is, I thought it would be perfect to go camping there because it's enclosed by walls of mountains and there's not much space around there that he could go. And our biggest concern was the creek, which was knee deep, few feet wide, but he's a little guy. They finally, yesterday, we were able to put that to rest, and Lehigh County Sheriff, Sheriff Dave, and the rest of the sheriffs have put out that they assured me there is 100% chance that he is not anywhere in that water, around that water. They have torn that creek upside down and in and out. Divers have gone through wetsuits along with the helicopter. That was the world's most advanced search and rescue helicopter, volunteered out of Montana. And those guys were just amazing. The accuracy they had with the night vision ability it has and the heat range it can see. They were the one guy, I can't remember his name.
All right. So let me get back up here. Okay, what is everyone's thoughts here on just the beginning of that video? Because in my mind, like, the dad is completely rambling. And my children are bringing in the groceries and really not making it just a ton of sense, because he's kind of rambling over, and it almost sounds like he's trying to convince us instead of telling what happened. And mom seems like, I don't know. Give me your thoughts, y'all. Sandy, I agree. I don't think he ever went camping. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And he talks for, and in fact, a couple times in this interview, yep, I agree, squad. A couple times in this interview, he cuts her off completely. Let me see really quick, since we're doing this. Let me see if I can find that interview thing here they were saying about, if you hear, it's my kids unloading groceries, because
Yeah, we adopted Brandon.
Let me see. Well, let's listen to Isaac's interview here. Oh, whoops. Shh. All right, hold on. Let's listen to Isaac's interview. Filler words, yep. Like maybe an accident happened, and then like yeah. All right, let's listen. Isaac's interview is only 5 minutes, so we'll listen to that one, because he's kind of the one that has the complete opposite story of all of them. So I feel like he actually, oh.
Baby Deorr was even at that campground.
As far as I know, to my knowledge, and he was there.
He was
As far
there
as
the
he
whole
knows.
time.
The whole time that we were up there, and
To his
camping
knowledge,
with
he
us,
was there.
Okay. So I'm sorry. Let me ask that again. So you're the only, well, not the only one. So Isaac, you were one of 4 people at the campground.
Mm-hmm.
So the question of if baby Deorr was even at that campground, you can say yes or no. So was baby Deorr there at the campground?
Yes, he was.
What?
You were saying that, to the best of your knowledge?
To the best of my knowledge, he was there, and so and that's all I know, that he was up there with us. And
so you've talked with investigators, you've talked with, who all have you talked to? Have you taken lie detector tests about all this stuff?
I took a lie detector test. I'm not commenting if it was positive or negative. And I've talked to the sheriff's department in Deorr County, and
I say crick.
the FBI, and People Magazine, and I think there was a few others. I don't remember those. It's been a long time, so.
Does it feel like it's been 4 years for you? Does it, you know what I mean? Like, does it feel longer, shorter? Do you just wish this would all kind of go away?
It's been kind of longer, yeah. And closure, I think closure would be, for the parents and everybody, would be nice. But
what do you think happened to baby Deorr?
I have no idea. Maybe it was an accident or something, I don't know.
Dude,
Do you think
this
he's still alive?
I don't have a comment on that.
Do you think Jessica had anything to do with his disappearance?
Ooh, I'm not going to comment on that either.
Why not?
I just feel like I just want to stay neutral in this situation, you know. Don't want to point fingers. I don't think it's nice or it's right.
Do you think Vernal Deorr had anything to do with baby Deorr's disappearance?
I have no idea.
I feel
What about
bad because
Bob?
it sounds
Bob?
like
I don't know if he do. All I know is Deorr was up there with us. We were camping. Next thing you know, he was gone. And there was
I
4
think so
adults
too, Mod
up
Squad,
there.
and I think they're
And for
taking
some
advantage
reason,
of
none of us
his
know what went down.
mental
Somebody does,
deficiencies.
but I can't point fingers at somebody when I don't know. You know,
Do you think he was abducted by a person? Do you think he was kidnapped?
he could have been. I don't know. There's a lots of things that could have happened. He could have been attacked by a cheetah or a cougar, maybe a bear. But you'd think you'd hear something though. But he was just there, and then he wasn't.
All right, Gizmo.
So you don't have
a
any
good day.
theories, any hunches, any gut feelings about what happened to him or who's responsible?
I don't.
What maybe do you hope happens out of all this eventually?
Well, I'm hoping everybody gets closure.
Heard that,
I'm
Amber.
hoping Deorr Kunz is found, and this is just all wrapped up and him put to rest. Would be nice.
Do you ever feel pressure, like from Trina just now, to say that he was at the campground?
No, there was no pressure.
So you're being like honest. You don't
Right.
feel like you should say a certain thing.
Right, I'm being totally honest.
I don't know,
I have
Mod
to ask,
Squad. I'm gonna
did
have
you
to
do
look up
something to
that.
Deorr?
No,
What was your interaction with him up there? I mean, what do you remember about that whole?
I do think he
just
might be.
bits and
I think Mod
pieces
Squad.
vaguely. It's been 4 years ago.
Yeah.
I think he
So-
is being either
Does it-
threatened or,
Yeah,
or
what do you
something. I
remember,
think
though?
he
What do you
feels
recall?
very. You can tell he's.
Ooh, I really wouldn't like. I do really don't want to talk about that because if it's something I didn't exactly say 4 years ago, it could be turned around, and I don't want that. So no comment.
Does it make you mad when I ask you, did you have something to do with Deorr? Like,
No.
do you have a lot of people give you dirty looks in town? Do you know what I mean? Like, are you just tired of it all?
I don't think I have really people give me dirty looks or anymore or anything. I just kind of,
Anybody accusing you of stuff?
I haven't had really anybody harass me really or anything. If they have on Facebook, I don't know. I don't read Facebook. I just scroll on the pictures, and when I get done with that, I'm done.
I feel bad for him if he doesn't have anything.
Anything else that you want to mention? Because I gave Jessica and Vernal all time to talk today, even Trina. Anything you want people to know?
No, I think that'll be all. I think that's good.
From like, no one ever said, okay, you.
Let me just turn this off. Holy cow, y'all. Yeah, they might have been cover up. To be honest, I wouldn't be. What do y'all think about they? I'm wondering if because they knew Grandpa's health wasn't in good. They knew Grandpa's health. They knew Grandpa's health. Something's just running through my mind. They knew Grandpa's health wasn't good. That he probably wasn't going to live that much longer, and he had Alzheimer's. So they bring Grandpa with the Alzheimer's. They bring Isaac, who is a little mentally has some deficiencies, and claim they leave him. What a cover up. What a cover up if they didn't have anything to do. I don't know that Grandpa I don't know that Grandpa would have the ability. He was using a walker from what I understand to um to walk, like I know he's a baby, but at the same time, I mean, they are the perfect cover up because who bring I guess I'm just confused of well, I'm going to go camping. I'm not going to take anybody but my grandpa, not my grandma, just my grandpa, and I'm going to take his random friend. Am I missing something? And somebody make it make sense. Exactly, Boston. Exactly. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. I got to find the interview with Trina as well this case is obviously dynamic. We are not going to get through it um, in one day. So we will come back to it more times too. And I'm not ending yet, but throughout this week. But I also want to make sure each day we cover a new one. But yeah, and a grandpa, right. Exactly, Boston. And how long were they at the campsite? Less than 24 hours, LFT, when he disappeared. The claim was they got there around 10 something on on Thursday night, and then Friday by like 2 o'clock he went missing. Um, Sandy. So interestingly enough, from what I've read, mom got remarried within 8 months of him missing, um, which is bizarre. But there is also too evidence, actual evidence, video evidence that days after Deorr went missing, the parents, not even days, like a couple days after Deorr went missing, the parents went to Spencer's store and bought a self dildo maker. Exactly, Mod Squad. Can somebody tell me why in the stories we're covering lately, everyone goes and gets sex toys? I Just make it make sense. So the reason that that is important though, because the woman called the police not because of necessarily what they bought, but she said they were laughing. The parents were laughing, having fun. Um, they said they were going to make some quick money and get out of here, Mod Squad, and all of this stuff. And the cashier got extremely upset. She got mad, and because she was like, these people are not acting like their child is missing. And I get like, yeah, we all act a certain way, blah 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 blah, but I'm telling you, my kids just walked in the door. If they were missing, I would not be, well, first of all, I wouldn't be on YouTube unless it was to plead for them. But I can the grief you would feel going to going to a sex store or even having sex would be the last thing on my mind, especially laughing. And I don't even think you can say, well, we don't know how he would react in that situation. No, no, no. That's not a normal reaction. No matter how you slice it, no matter what your grief. Um, like I mean, people have laughed because they haven't, have had awkward reactions, but this is more than that. I know, Amber. I know. Like, I was crying last night just about how many creators are going to cover cases Wednesday and how just like you get that all nice feeling. And Boston, please get Lana to cover a child case for me on Wednesday. And I don't know. It's just it's frustrating. And I think you guys are right though. I think Grandpa and Isaac are a cover up. Mom and Dad did something. I don't think he ever went camping. I think that was a cover up. I think Trina, if the interview is as bizarre as what I'm hearing from you guys, I know, Sandy, I would still be in the woods looking for him. I'd be wandering around aimlessly. Aimless, yeah, basically. Trina might have some knowledge because she sure texted her a lot. Um, Mod Squad, I always put you in Boston on the tasks when I need you to like pin Lana down and focus her. You too, Mod Squad. I think I've got like 15 creators so far that are covering children's cases on Wednesday for me for National Missing Kids Day. But anyways, I think mom and dad obviously did something. I don't know who did. We're going to keep breaking it down even more, but I do think now that I've talked through this that grandpa and Isaac were a cover up. Hey Amanda, I think that Isaac, I did, and I hope he had nothing to do with it, but I felt bad for him because you could sense his confusion a little bit. Boston. Um, Gosh, Boston, God bless you. Like he didn't want to say the wrong thing, and I worried a little bit like somebody is in his ear. They probably are, and it it was weird for him to continue to say, "To the best of my knowledge, he was at the campsite." To the best of my knowledge. That's big to me. So then he said, to the best of my knowledge, he's at the campsite. Then he catches himself and corrects himself and says he was at the campsite. And then she reminds him, you mean to the best of your knowledge? And then he says, yes, to the best of my knowledge. It's it's just wild. It's just a sad we're gonna keep digging into this case. I'm gonna watch that missing 411. Kathy Joe knows a lot about this case too, so I'm gonna get some of her feedback. Mod Squad, yeah, I think you might be right. I think that he is uncomfortable lying. I think that he just, yeah, I think you're right. And Grandpa's dead. Um, so the other exciting news, not to stop, but we're gonna dig even deeper into this case because I do think it's a very good case, and I do know that his people that made the justice for baby Deorr, it's not family, but I know that they're just pleading for anyone to talk about this case. Just pleading. It's really they've put a lot of work into it of just finding him. Um, so Alex Erickson is going to come on the channel, I think at the end of this week, and go over the Summer Wells case for me with you guys because I only know the point to basically where the interview room walked around the house with Summer's mom or something like that, and I only know bits and pieces of. I don't know what's happened like in the last 10 months, and Alex has followed the case obviously very well, and so I asked if she would come on with me and kind of give her what's a grand overview of where we are now with Summer Wells, because I believe, to the best of my knowledge, June 15th will be a year since Summer has been missing. So, um, anyways, so I'm looking forward to that. I do. I get Allie was very willing, and because Summer is such a touchy topic that I can admit I don't know enough, and no matter how much I dig into it, like in the next 2 days, I won't know it as well as like Cher or Allie. And sometimes it's just easier to admit that you don't know a lot about it, and so she will be able to kind of wrap us up to where we stand now. And unfortunately, I don't think it's any further than it, was before. And no one's talking and no one's looking. My son, he's so tall. But anyways, y'all, well, look, you guys have a good day, and my son's shorts are like statically sticking to him. She was very, yeah. Um, she was very, because some creators are like, I am not going on your panel because I'm not bringing you over to my subs. But she wasn't at all like that, and I would have gone over to hers. But she's another one that just wants awareness brought, and I might do it with her at nighttime if she can, just because there are going to be more people that want to watch, and I know sometimes in daytime people are at work and they can't um, you know be available or whatever, but I'm excited to have her on and be able to talk about it. And I just want to pick her brain and ask questions. Um, so, and then I'm gonna let chat open, like chat. You guys can ask her questions. I'm telling you, she knows the case. And somebody said, go back and watch all of her videos. I'm like, I could. She is and she is very frustrated as well to have no progression, and it seems like the police have kind of stopped, and as well in Deorr's too. So all right, guys, well, you have a great day. It was fun chatting with you all, and we will talk later. Bye.